So, hi, my name is Aurore Belfrage. Thank you for that introduction. Thank you for catering to my vanity. I'm going to talk about vanity because I think it's a very important emotion in the startup land. I should probably start with a few confessions. Confession number one is I am ridiculously naive. And I used to think it was a bad thing. My parents called me naive. And then I realized, you know what? I'm going to wear it with a badge of honor. It's great to be naive. I'm guessing most of us in here are quite naive, and we think that we can do world domination. And I'm going to talk about that in a second as well. That means you also want to do world domination. Yay, we got one here. Not domination, but world peace, I like that. Being an entrepreneur is one of the most exhilarating, thrilling things, and you have taken your lives in your own hands, and you're building something that you believe in, and hopefully, you'll build something, or you'll pivot, and you'll build something else. But the reality is, also, it's really, really hard work, and it's very, very scary, and it's very, very lonely. And I think I've learned over the past few years to mitigate the fact that it's lonely and scary. You need to surround yourselves with other crazy people. So these conferences are also a great way to do exactly what we're doing. Talk, 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 massage our ideas, but also like, I'm in a room of other crazy people. I'm not alone. These people's mothers don't know what they do either. It's okay. I cry a little every day. I'm sure you guys do too. So I'm grateful to be in a room of crazy people. It makes me feel less crazy. I am what we call a serial entrepreneur, which means I've failed multiple times. My background is in scrap dealing and waste management, which is a lovely business that I can talk about for hours, but I'm not. In 2010, I was invited to be a co-founder of a business called Wrap. I have a clicker. Does that mean that you're bored of this slide? I will keep the suspense a little. I'm obsessed with design and UX. Wrap as a business, I'm going to talk about in a little second. It is a social gifting application. I was invited to co-found it in 2011. You know what, I'm going to take the opportunity to brag. I've got an audience. We raised $26 million in 2 different rounds. We created millions of downloads and millions of impressions for our customers. We got Nicholas Sennström, the founder of Skype, to be one of the early investors and sat on our board. We got Reid Hoffman, the founder of LinkedIn, as one of our early investors to sit on our board. Big geeks. Fantastic opportunity to just suck up the information and the knowledge of these gentlemen. But the reality is, the bragging part of the story is fun, and it's easy to do now. But it's not the interesting part. The interesting part is, we built the wrong product, we priced it incorrectly, we sold it to the wrong people, we went into the wrong markets, and yes, I did cry a little every day. And I'd like to share some of the mistakes that we did, because they're insightful. We did them together with Sennström and Hoffman. So it wasn't because we were stupid, a little, but it was mainly because that's the process. You had to do it, we had to massage. The thoughts, the risks we took were calculated, and some of them were wrong, but we learned. The other confession I have today is I'm slightly obsessive by nature, and I'm going through a phase of one-liners, which means the whole presentations are my favorite one-liners right now. So that's the new slide that you're going to see. I saw this book the other day, I thought it was absolutely fantastic. Geek's Guide to World Domination. I was talking about the mindset of world domination. And it took me a long while to realize until afterwards the importance of mindset in the entrepreneurial space. So I'd like to share the story of when we came up with the idea of Wrap. Classic. 7 geeks in a basement, not enough air, pizza, junk food, coffee. And we had an embryo. We knew where we wanted to be. We knew we wanted to be in the space of social, peer-to-peer, remember this is 2010, peer-to-peer, social, and we wanted to create something that drove offline into online. So we were massaging, post-it notes, who does what, where are the opportunities? I give you a gift, we use social media, as at work, where's the opportunity? We need to rate things, there's budgets from retailers. Anyway, so we were brainstorming. And suddenly, the guy who's the CEO of the business, and it's his brainchild, Hjalmar Winblad, who's a crazy, crazy man, suddenly came up with the idea. You know what? Let's do a gift. I give it to you. We post it on Facebook. Retailers sponsor that gift out of their discount budget. Because it's on Facebook, all our friends see it. You download an application. You go to store. We've taken offline into online. Oh, the eureka moment when we've thought of what we're going to do that no one else has done before. That's genius. How did we come to think that it was genius? How did we then have the guts to go, we're going to build a business? And here's the important part about mindset. We called ourselves entrepreneurs. We'd done stuff, but we had labeled ourselves people that have the ability to be creative and build businesses. There was some sort of track record, but it was mostly a mental decision that freed mind, freed up creativity, and gave us the ability to start businesses. You are all here at a conference about startups, so I'm assuming you've all given yourself the label entrepreneur. I have the ability to be creative, innovative, and build a business. And don't underestimate that. And empower that in the teams that you build. We are innovative. Repeat it. Language is important. I heard it from a few presentations yesterday as well, which I liked. It's been a topic. I'd like to talk about it as well. Failure is not the opposite of success, it's part of success. And as I mentioned, we made a few different mistakes. What are my favorite mistakes? There's so many to choose from. I think one of the most fundamental mistakes we made, we didn't know, we didn't see it happening, was we started questioning our strategy. So once we had the idea, we were super pleased with ourselves, we were entrepreneurs, we were going for world domination, we were building a business. We raised a lot of money, drummed up a lot of enthusiasm from VCs, the strategy was test it in Sweden and then go to the US. Rocket Internet. How many people work at Rocket Internet here? Oh my God. You cloned me! Rocket Internet came and left their original strategy and cloned us, pixel by pixel. I saw my own text, my own copy, in a product that was similar. Mine was orange, or ours was orange, and theirs was yellow. What happens then? We were cocky, we had a plan, we were going to build something, and we were going to test it in Sweden and move to the US. We saw the press release from the Rocket guys, who are like geniuses at execution. They'd opened 19 markets with 5 people in each market. We were 2, me and Charles, who were head of world, international expansion, which was just the thing. We weren't going to do it in that way. And interestingly, we started to think about our strategy. We were so confident that we had a plan. Test, big market. But what if the Rocket version, opening 19 markets, is better? Maybe it's a game of first to market. You need to have as many markets as possible. And we were sitting in the office going, what do we do? How do we play this? Luckily, we had a bit of money in the bank. And interestingly, we took the wrong decision. Based on what they did, we changed our strategy. So we opened up, not 19, because you can afford that, but 8 other markets. And we did the US in parallel. On paper, that sounds brilliant. What happens is you lose focus. We worked less on the product. We were worried about stuff. We were thinking. We were reading press releases. What is Rocket doing here? What happens there? It was brilliant for our business in so many ways, mainly because we were now 2 players in the market. So when we met Nike, Victoria's Secret, H&M, Gap, the mindset had changed. They were now choosing which company are we going to choose for our social gifting. That was an advantage. Everything else made us lose focus and not be in the product. Another of my favorite mistakes is pricing. You know what, we're going to come to that in a second, because it's such a good mistake. We were talking about it earlier as well, about talking. If Howard Schultz gave up after being turned down by banks 242 times, there would be no Starbucks. That is obsessive. That is believing in your idea. But it's also an indicator of how much he talked about his product. You need to pester everyone in your environment. Everyone is a potential client. Look at my app. Look at my app. Look at my app. Look at my app. And, as the previous speaker was saying as well, listen. I don't get it. What does this mean? I don't know. And ask them to trial it and test it. The lady on the bus is a customer. The lady, the people in the cashier's restaurant, your grandparents, everyone. It's okay to be annoying. It's okay to be obsessive. So we had the honor of meeting a few businesses yesterday in the mentoring sessions, and I think this is worth repeating. Sell the problem you solve, not the product. What are you solving? What pain are you solving? How are you making things better? And I'd like to share this because we headed up sales. And pricing is an important part of this. Once you've massaged and you have a crisp clear of the pain that you're solving, you need to put a price on your service or your product. We had created something that was new. And we were very proud that we were innovating, and we were experimental and innovative. And we used all these big words about ourselves and being very pretentious, to be honest. And then we sold it to a traditional business. So our clients, on the one hand, were, as I said, Nike, Victoria's Secret, H&M. And we stormed in with Reid Hoffman's black book, meeting the CEO. We got all the meetings. In the big boardroom, we've created something that will revolutionize online to offline, and you will now be able to use data. You will have the power of social media. We threw buzzwords at them. And they got enthusiastic about the energy in the room. And we got high fives in the first meetings. Yay, we won that. And we left. We went, yeah, we got a high five from the CEO. This is so going to happen. So what happens is, the reality of these businesses are they're humongous. They're departments. And what we didn't understand was, or actually we did understand it, but we were proud of it, so we underestimated it. We were asking teams that didn't know each other to cooperate. Peter from finance, Susan from social media, Claire from operations, Peter was over there, Tony from gifting. You guys worked together in the same company, but they'd never talked to each other before. Their budgets weren't aligned, their bonuses weren't aligned, they did completely different things. And we asked one to do the work, someone else to pay, someone else to get the halo effect, and a third one to hit their bottom line. And we were proud that we were revolutionizing the way they worked. Yeah, but after the meeting, they were like, ugh, this is just a lot of work. So it took forever for us to push our product in because we were arrogant about how they were structured. Lesson learned. How does your client talk? What's the pain for them, not only on a conceptual level, but on a practical, operational level? Use that lingo that they're using. And if you don't know, prep by meeting someone that could be a potential client that's a friend. How does your bonus work? How does this work? How does your Excel sheet work? How do you want to achieve this? How do departments cooperate? Took a lot of time. We got there in the end. Victoria's Secret, 7 months of hard work. So these are other slides than the one I had prepped, but that's okay. I wanted to share one last thing, which is I had the privilege of working with Adam Nash, who was the VP of product at LinkedIn. He came and was a CTO in residence at RAP for a while. And he's one of those big, brash Americans with one-liners, which I'm obsessed with right now. And he said, if you're going to build a B2C business, he doesn't sound like that. If you're going to build a B2C business, it's important that you cater to one of the 7 deadly sins. One of the 7 deadly sins? Yes. Greed, gluttony, vanity. Okay. And he explained to us a lot how the LinkedIn growth had come. So, I don't remember which year, but it must have been around 2003, 2004. Very slow growth in the beginning. And then they realized this is a vanity play. At the time, 78% of the impressions from LinkedIn came from you guys looking at yourselves. And that's interesting, because once you understand the mechanism of why people are using it, like from a gut core, emotionally, what's going on in them, then you can change lingo, you can change the funnel, you can change copy just a little. And we thought, which was interesting, we thought we were giving gifts. I give you a gift. I was just about to say Victoria's Secret, but that's very inappropriate. I give you a gift at Nike. I look good. That's the reality. It was a vanity play. I showed my friends on Facebook that I gave away a gift, which is completely different emotionally than I like you and I'm giving you a gift. Changing the way we created our CRM, changed the way how we, the text in our, on the call to actions. Very powerful stuff, which I can highly recommend, thinking about what emotional gut, and it might not be what you think it is. So be broad and creative around that. I vested my equity. We talked about vested a second ago. I'm a proud owner of the business. We've pivoted. Pivot means that everything I just said is an indicator of that didn't work. We're doing something else now. We're a smart credit card. We've just released a beta in Sweden. We've learned, so we're doing it properly in Sweden and then going to the US. And please, that's the plan. I am now an independent advisor. I work in the Middle East, mainly. I've done a roadshow, which I call Saluting the Crazy and Naive. So I've been around in 10 cities, collating the ecosystems of startups, entrepreneurs, accelerators. Had a talk similar to this and guests. And talked a lot about storytelling with investors and entrepreneurs. Amal was one of my investors and grilled some lovely entrepreneurs in Riyadh in May. That was a lot of fun. I help a lot of entrepreneurs with fundraising. It's an art in itself and interesting. And I'm privileged and honored to be here. I look forward to the afternoon because we're going to see 20 more businesses. Catch me if you want to talk about UX, design, marketing, or you just want to confess and we can cry a little about the hardship, but also the joy of being an entrepreneur. Thank you very much.